Well, this video, the question is, when it comes to AR-15, should the Koba 49 go retro? But before we get started, if you would please hit the like button, subscribe, stay tuned, and also maybe if you can, feel in the kindness of your heart, become a member. What that $3 measly a month does is really help me keep going out and doing these projects and helps fund things like today. I got a big one done. I took 4 rifles out. Took the 3 budget ARs and one that I built with a really nice barrel made by FN. And I fired 8 different brands of ammo, 5 different rounds out of all the different magazines, and I burned up some ammo today and I got some results. I'll go over all of this in detail, the brands of ammo out there and how the 55 grain bullets reacted with the budget guns, with 1 in 7 twists and all that other fun stuff. That's what that money helps me do, is finance this and do it more often. Alright, so with working with these budget ARs and budget shotguns and budget this, budget that, a big thing that's pretty popular now is PSA's making the Harrington and Richardson Retro line of rifles, which there's, I think, Brownells did it, but that company's out of business. And so now, looking into the retro guns, the 2 that I would like, and yes, they are very different than these modern day versions of them. Okay, I did have a Colt, I think 701 civilian model, way back when, and it didn't have a forward assist. It's pretty similar to the 604 that without having a heavy chrome bolt. It'd be the more modern version. Those things go anywhere from 2K to 3K depending on condition on the gun broker, and there's a bunch of them around. So when thinking about it, the one neat thing about H&R is they make the very early, totally chromed bolt carrier groups. And that goes in the 601, which was one of the first ones the military was fooling around with. I think the 604 they're doing is the Air Force style gun, but that doesn't have the forward assist. The one I really wanted was the XM16E1. That was the one I was interested in. That caught my eye, and I've been looking at it. But it's one point to get it with sales tax, shipping, and everything. It's 1.5K or 1,500 units delivered to me. So kind of hesitant, and now 601 or the Air Force version, which I think the 601 I'm going to kind of do from the ground up, build it and customize it my own little way, change a few things, but I probably base it on the Air Force, the early Air Force with the prong flash suppressor upper is probably what I'm going to do. The problem is, right at the moment, PSA doesn't have the barrel that I want to put on there, or else I'd start accumulating things to do a complete build on my own. But that may change. So when you ask, we'll go with, let's say, the retro mags. Okay, I bought 2 of these on sale, and do you know what 2 of these retro mags give you in terms of value? 10 brand new in the wrap 30 round Magpul PMag magazines. These are Gen 2s. So 2 of these, and for the same value I get 10 of these. So you can see already where, I mean, it's an interesting project, but if you're doing like some guys do it with the actual parts from the older guns, and I mean, I've seen parts kits go for 1K more, all right, or even the older fiberglass stocks, you know, to get them is astronomical in serviceable condition. So what does that XM16E1 look like in our budget gun, you know, the value of it in our budget guns? All right, what that retro rifle equals in value is all 4 of these budget ARs. If you tally up what I paid for the 4 guns on this table, I could either have these or one of those retro guns. Okay, that's minus the scopes. The scopes are just add-ons. I got to swap them around, but I'll explain that in another video. But that's what the value is, and I just told you what the value of them wonderful retro mags are. I did put up a poll asking if I should do this with yes, no, I don't care, and yeah man, go for it, the enthusiasm. Well, enthusiastic reply ain't there, vast majority, but it looks like so far, the poll's been up half a day. 85% of people are telling me they'd like to see this. That at least took the poll, so try to find a poll, put your opinion on there, and you can leave comments too. So it looks like I'm going to look into it. Actually, I have been. See, with the Thanksgiving holiday and Christmas coming, I'm kind of on the fence because something tells me there's going to be some ammo deals, or people are, you know, things are going to get really weird, and there's going to be some good buys coming up here online for ammo and stuff like that. Who knows, maybe they'll crank the price down on these things a little for Merry Christmas. You know, I have no idea. But yeah, I kind of would like to go back to the original AR-15 M16 platform, because it is kind of totally a different gun than what we're used to now, that's been cranked out and mass produced. And it is different shooting, and I remember a lot of things about it. I can make a lot of content about those guns, and you know, they'll probably be a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. Okay, so thinking about it. So like I said, guys, think about it. Think about becoming a member. I'm going to do a video and review how these 3 budget guns shot against my rifle, that build I have with that expensive FN manufactured military grade barrel, chrome lined and all that other fun stuff. And discuss different things about the AR platform. It seems to be kind of popular, but also I'm working on the Spanish Star, and I've also added another Spanish pistol to my collection of stars here recently, and there'll be videos on that here in a couple weeks once I get it delivered. So that's what we got going. But hey, that's what I'm thinking. Really, I'd like to hear your input, but it's kind of looking like people like this idea and want to see this, want to see more of it. So probably sooner or later I'll start working on it. When exactly, I don't know, but that's what I wanted to say. The problem is, if I do the build in the way that YouTube is, because I have ads and I'm a YouTube partner, I cannot like advertise or tell you that this is better and mention cost, okay, which these mags are a buy, and you can get them fairly reasonable. And they should be the ones you stock up on. They're good. But see, for me to say, well, you know, this is this value and that is that value, but you know, if you spend a little more, the quality's there, and talk it up and put links down to where they got a sale and where you can go to, I can't do that. That's the beef. Now, if I had absolutely no advertisements and wasn't a partner and was not getting anything from them, then I guess I could probably say whatever I want. Okay, so I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. And another thing is, if I do build a 601, I would like to break it down on what I got, where I got it, how much the value is, and all that other fun stuff, and how you can do the same thing yourself. So what I'm going to have to do is go in this speakeasy mode where I will make a video. I know people hate this. I'll make a video on YouTube saying, hey, go here. And it'll give you a link to a Rumble video. And on Rumble, I can mention prices and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, actually probably assemble, you know, or build this gun and show you the ins and outs and what it will actually cost you, and even tell you where to go and get the parts, okay? Which I kind of can't do here, which kind of sucks. Because when I used to make content like that, before they banned all of this, the channel was great. You know, I mean, the revenue was good, you know, to where other than just so I can go out and afford a couple hundred rounds of ammo with that, you know, to where I could actually do things. You know, so that's the only rub, and that's what I'm going to have to do. But I'd like to really get in depth, tell you where to get the components, show you what I got, explain every detail and the cost down to the centavo, okay, and explain to you what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, and you know, then you can take all that information and, you know, for yourself, figure it out for yourself if you want to get involved in that. So that's what I got planned. And again, thank you. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your support. And thanks for watching my videos. All right.